Welcome to Cash Grab, the podcast where we review different franchises that have been turned into video games or vice versa and decide, are they a cash grab or are they a work of art, merit, and overall beauty? My name is Tom.
And I'm Steph.
And this is Cash Grab, as already stated. And today, Steph, is a red letter day for us. An important day.
It's our first film to game franchise.
It fucking is. And it's only taken 31 episodes for us to get here, which goes to show that it's usually the other way around, isn't it?
Well, yes. As we discussed at the end at the end of last episode, it was absolutely the way that, tie-in games would come from films.
Yes.
And it's only more recently that games have become
the tide is turning,
and now they're going back to what can we make films out of, and games are becoming the subject. Absolutely.
I mean, to think of it this way, to think that they did a Warcraft film, which I don't know if it's based. I think it's based on Warcraft, the real-time strategy game, not World of
Warcraft. Yeah, I think so.
And that's mad. Who would have thought that, like, Warcraft back in, like, the original one, whenever it was in the 90s being released, like, that would be a Hollywood movie in, like, 2015 or whenever the fuck it was. What the fuck is this planet we live on?
I don't think anyone expected that, to be honest. But the thing is, like, since it kind of makes sense in a way, because video games now have easily as much story merit as a film. Like, the new God of War game. The storyline had me hooked the whole way through.
Look at The Witcher, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, exactly. Like, The Witcher 3 is the only one I've played, but that one, it keeps you going. The story is good enough to keep you going for the hundreds and hundreds of hours you could put into it.
Absolutely. The thing is with, like, Witcher 1, the game, is it has an in-depth story, but, obviously there are many limitations on the first Witcher game, but some of the side missions really, really lose that kind of emotional emphasis that you have in The Witcher 3. I remember one in particular where there's a dwarf who gets into a gambling debt, right? Mm-hmm. And you go to the pub and you have to speak to his... because he's basically got involved by taking money from these, like, rough sorts, like basically like a fucking mafia, like an elf mafia. And he's been nicking money from them to try and gamble, to win, to sort out his gambling debts. Basically, the dwarf was a foolish prick, but Geralt took it upon himself to be like, don't worry, mate, I'll help you out. I'll talk to your fucking mafia boys and sort them out. Inevitably gets into a fight, and you have to kill a bunch of these assholes. But then I thought to myself, like, after the mission ends, the dwarf was just like, cheers, and then it's just like mission finished, and you think, fucking hell, it lacks emphasis. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've put my back on the line to murder 3 random people I've never met in my life so I can save you 50 orange, you dirty dwarf bitch. And what do? What do? Wow, thanks. And he pisses off to play a bit of dice in the corner with his skooma buddies.
Different game, but yeah, I like it.
Exactly. Fuck him is the
he goes to oblivion.
And he travels to Cyrodiil and he's banging skooma in the corner with fucking Mike the Liar and God knows who else.
Anyway, should we get on to the episode?
Let's do it. So, as we had already stated, today is Doom. So we're going to first go over the game because today's emphasis is really on the film. So the game is first, and we are playing the original Doom from 1993. Christ almighty, has time flown.
Yes,
so, Steph.
Yes. Go
Doom
for it.
1993. You've played it before, haven't you?
Yes, I have played it before. It's one of those games that you kind of, as we all know, Doom, everything runs Doom.
Yes, your toaster.
It's just fact. They've got it running on absolutely. It's like an initial, trial of becoming someone who ports stuff.
It's like a benchmark of some aspect of intelligence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, can it run Doom? It's a meme. It's there.
Yes, absolutely. It is a meme, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
You need to look into it if you haven't seen it. It's great.
Yes.
But that's because they released the original source code out, so people could do it.
Yes.
Yeah, in the original Doom, I believe John Romero helped, like, made it at uni or something like that, and then he released it on his campus network. And it done so well that they then repackaged it with more levels and started selling it.
He pushed this out as more of a retail item rather than a project, effectively.
Yeah, I believe that's what happened anyway.
Amazing. The one thing I thought about to myself, do you know some of the, like, some AI technological marvels? You have like Asimo, which is made by Honda and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you have what's that one you always see on YouTube? The one where, like, it's robots that can, like, run, and it's made by something electronics or something robotics or something like that. You know the one I'm talking about.
Oh, Boston Robotics.
Boston Robotics, that's exactly the one. If you couldn't run Doom on them, they're actually failures.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Like,
Fact.
that robot may be able to pick up 300 pounds worth of weight and jump 700 foot in the sky, but if it can't run Doom, to me, it's a meaningless bit of metal.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I know I'm not.
So yeah, I've had a bit of a go with Doom in the past.
Yes.
But to be honest, my main Doom, like, history is actually the new release of Doom 2016.
Yes.
And Doom Eternal, which I haven't played yet, but I am desperate to once lockdown's done.
Absolutely, you are set to play that.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I remember playing this original Doom on my, like, Windows 95 or 98, whenever it was, like, way back in the day as a kid, like 6 years old or something. But that's really my only experience of Doom. Out of all the Doom games, it's pretty much my only experience. I haven't played the 2016 one, and I'm yet to get round to Eternal, but obviously I need to kind of tackle the 2016 one first. I'm way behind the curve, mate. I'm way behind the curve.
You need to get on the 2016 one. It's a great game.
Yeah, I will. The thing is with games, and it's not just Doom, it's all games, it's everything, is that I have this list of priority in my head of what I want to play or what I need to play, and it keeps getting reshuffled. Literally every day, it's like a Russian roulette in my head, and the bullet which goes from my head is just it could be something different every day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One day it may be a real bullet. The next day it's just a bullet-shaped bit of cheese string. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Frozen peanut butter day free. It could be anything. At the moment, like, it's one of those things, like, maybe doing this podcast episode is going to make me get around to playing it, and I hope it does. But as yet, it's just the priorities keep getting shifted. I'm on out of date Marmite at the moment. Out of date Marmite bullet.
Fair. So just to get it back on track, we played the Switch version, which came out not long ago.
Yes,
because that was the easiest one to record.
Absolutely.
And it plays just as well and looks as good as always.
Steph, me and Steph both make notes as we watch the film and play the game. I made one note as we're playing the game. Still holds up to this day. That's it.
It does. It really does still hold up.
That's literally it.
Have a guess what the Metacritic score is for Doom 1993 on Switch.
9 out of 10.
Oh, it's 81.
Is it?
Yeah.
Goodness. Well, that's good, isn't it?
You can't complain of that, can you? A game that came out in 1993.
I did expect a 9 or a 90 equivalent. So I should rather than acting surprised, I should be underwhelmed to say that's disappointing.
Yeah, it feels like it should be a bit higher than that.
Well,
there's not many games you can go back to from that era that play as well as Doom. I
can't think of very many at all, to be honest. Like for me, in terms of gameplay and games that stood up, they're mainly from around like PS1 era. So I think to myself, Final Fantasy VII, and that's 1997. But a lot of kind of games earlier than that, I feel really kind of can't quite hold up to this day. Obviously, I'm making a massive general assumption. Anyone listening to this is obviously already typing up, Tom, you big woofter, that's totally incorrect, because in 1995...
just looking at our call, Just looking at our call wall, Aladdin number 5 is 1993.
Oh fuck!
Jurassic Park number 11 is 1993.
Street Fighter the movie, PlayStation 1, 1995. That's a gangster of a game.
But like, if you look at the actual, to be fair, I think I might take away my statement because Day of the Tentacle, 1903, that's great. Myst is great, but it's just utter bullshit. As to some
I don't know if Myst holds up anymore. Does it hold up anymore?
I don't know because I'm too scared to go back to it because it was so convoluted.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening, the original.
Oh fucking it! I've put my foot in it, haven't I?
Mortal Kombat 2, Starfighter's X-Wing.
Oh fucking hell!
Sonic
Steph,
CD.
Steph, you proper bogged me in it. You fucking now I look like a real cock.
Return to Zork.
What the fuck?
I don't
know. Oh, that timeless classic. Yeah. Return to fucking Zork.
No, there are quite a few actually good games.
All right. Well, look, shut my mouth. I was obviously.
I think it's safe to say that no game from 1993 changed the gaming industry and world as we know it as Doom.
Absolutely not. And clearly, by the fact that they're still that Bethesda has the property now and is still creating brand new Doom games, which are like, I mean, we spoke about it just before this podcast started. Obviously, Doom Eternal came out as kind of a worldwide quarantine was happening due to the coronavirus pandemic. So, you know, under very, very horrible circumstances, is a brilliant time to market a video game. But it's like it's a massive bestseller, and I think that may only be partly because of the quarantine, the lockdown, and people are playing more games. I think it is just because it's Doom, man. It's fucking Doom. You want to play it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And for this, and for it. And for a game made in 1993, which was made on a university campus by like one or two guys, for it to have that sort of emphasis in 2020, man, that's special. That's a special thing. Yeah.
Doom. I don't know what we can say about Doom, to be honest. Just everyone knows Doom.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Doom.
It's like we can't tell you anything that you don't already bloody know about it, or you haven't played or experienced yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and if you haven't played Doom and you enjoy games, go back and play Doom. It's just as simple as that. You know, they re-released them on Switch and PS4, and I'm assuming they've done it for Xbox as well.
It's got to be all over in it.
Just go and pay like the £3 that it costs to play Doom, and just put a couple of hours into it. You're watching my crap gameplay of it now. Yeah, try and do better than me.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
but like, go and do it. It's worth it. All day long.
Spent so much time running into walls, getting lost in mazes, and walking on acid that I ended up just trying to do impressions of what the monsters sound like. Literally,
it was.
Do you remember what they sound like, Steph?
I do, but I think we should tell people to tune into opening bid if they want to hear what they actually sound like.
Beautiful transition there. Watch our opening bid episode, which is due to come out very soon following this podcast episode, to hear what the Doom monsters really sound like behind closed doors.
So, do you have any other notes for Doom? Or
literally, I wish I could show you. I wish this was one time where we had video of ourselves, because I'm holding a piece of paper up to the screen which just has nothing on it, just my screensaver, and it says game 1993 still holds up to this day, full stop. That's it. That's all I got. It's so solid, it's so ingrained in the fabric of gaming society and in society in general, I believe, that there's just nothing. What can we add to this conversation?
I mean Doom spawned a whole another genre of games called Doom clones.
Yes.
And there were loads.
Was Wolfenstein one?
I think Wolfenstein was also developed by the same guys.
Hang on. Wolfenstein
3D was released before Doom.
Castle Wolfenstein 1981.
Was that released by id Software?
id Muse Software. Hang on. Fuck. Castle. This is a professional podcast.
Because they've done Wolfenstein 3D.
Yes, and that was 1992. So that's a year before.
Doom, yeah.
Castle Wolfenstein. I'm way off. Don't worry about it. So look, it's unique, is what we're trying to say.
Like, Doom clones. Like they had what was it, that Star Wars game, Dark Forces. That was great.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? I remember that. But that was like late 90s, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had Quake 1, which was basically a clone.
Yeah, Quake 1 was like medieval, wasn't it? From what I remember.
And then Quake 2 was one that then pushed the boundaries again.
Best. It's still to this day, I think, like out of all of those kind of classic shooters, like the original Dooms, like the original 3 Dooms, like Quakes, all that sort of stuff, I still think Quake 2 is just head and tail above everything.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely love Quake 2.
It's so fucking good. It's so good.
Right, well, that's our love letter to Quake, to Doom, sorry, and Quake.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, like we said, there's so little we can't add anything to this conversation, which obviously is fucking awful for a podcast where we're just basically saying we've got no material.
Just go play Doom, and then that's that.
Yep, that's all we require of you. But really, the focus of this episode is on the film. And this is the Doom film released in 2005 and starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or as he was just known then, The Rock. He was the artist. He's the artist formerly known as The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. But then he was just The Rock. He was still
up and coming as Dwayne Johnson.
Yes, he was yet to be given a human name, considering he was born from a Hawaiian volcano. Like he was just The Rock.
Yeah. No, I don't know if this was one of his like breakout roles, or it was definitely in that kind of era.
Should I do a quick bit of digging for you?
Go for it.
I'll do a quick bit of digging. So oh no, hang on. I started at the top, so I'm starting at his new releases. Right.
Oh yeah. Well, his new releases are going to be like 16 films a year, aren't they?
Let me just say this. The Rock has 3 films that are announced for the future. 3 films in pre-production. 1 is currently filming, and 1 is in post-production. So what's that? 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 8 films just in the pipeline.
He's now an absolute animal of making films. He's smashing them out everywhere.
Absolutely. So the Doom is 2005. He was in Be Cool. And then Walking Tall with Chris Vaughan in 2004. And then it's kind of all wrestling stuff. Oh no, The Scorpion King.
Ah, The Scorpion King.
Scorpion King as The Rock. And that is 2002. So 3 years before was kind of his introduction into Hollywood. But by 2005, he's becoming, oh God, what am I trying to say? He's getting like featured roles. But he's yet to really be followed up. Seriously.
Yeah, he's starting.
Yeah, exactly. So, yep, The Rock is effectively Sarge in this film. Now, this film, to me, right, I say let's start at the top. So this film opens up, dark corridors, people running, people screaming, strange, ghastly sounds in the background, emphasis of doom. Not doom, that's not the right word. That's too simple a word for a film called Doom. Emphasis on panic and chaos. Yes. These are the words I want. And then suddenly violence, gore, death, scientists being torn apart here, there, and everywhere. Yep. And then a woman who's so desperate to grab a fucking elevator, she chops her fucking arm off.
Yeah, her arm gets stuck in the door and the elevator just doesn't care. I mean, there's no safety aspect to that, is there? Just
no.
Off her arm.
No, usually they have a motion sensor so that you don't get your fucking arm trapped in it and lobbed off.
I mean, you think... I mean, so the premise of Doom is that there's a portal opens from hell and all the monsters are coming from hell.
Yes.
So you assume it's the same for the film.
Yes.
They're on Mars.
Yes.
And they've opened a portal to hell, but I don't know if it is.
It's not quite clear enough, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Not in the half an hour that we watched.
No, absolutely. But one thing I would say about the beginning, very true to the game, because it's a violent beginning, isn't it? Literally blood
Yes.
and guts from the start, and you think, well, fair enough, because the game is literally go into this facility and blast the shit out of everything you see and create puddles of red everywhere. That's basically it, isn't it? And you know, that kind of takes off from the game pretty true to form, in my opinion. Going back to the elevator, which I don't think it was an elevator, I think it's just a closing door.
Yeah.
That poor fucking scientist, right? Because
Dr. Carmack.
the bloke.
Yeah.
No, I mean the woman who got her arm lopped off.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Because when you are running from a 9-foot, genetically mutated spawn from hell, the last thing you think that's going to be your downfall is an automatically horizontal closing door.
Yes.
The poor bastard, honestly. I feel so sorry for her because, I mean, it is Dr. Carmack's fault because basically he was the one running out front and he set like override procedures so that the door would just close and keep him safe. So it's his fault, but at the same time, I mean, I feel so fucking sorry for her because, you know, she had a chance to get away from the kind of advocates of hell and instead she got knackered by a door.
Yeah, you
Poor
do
bastard.
feel a bit bad for her, but what can you do? So after that scene, it cuts to the Marines.
Yes, now, it does.
I had a bit of a problem with the Marines. So this film is set in 2026.
It is,
yes.
Oh,
no, sorry. The film takes place in 2046.
Shut up. I thought it was 2026.
No, in 2026 is when they found the Ark.
Oh, it makes sense.
Which is this water bubble which teleports them to Mars.
We'll talk more about the Ark.
We'll talk about the Ark. So the film takes place in 2046.
Okay, right? That makes sense.
Now there's a Marine sat there playing this little handheld game console.
Did you remember the name of it?
2046. No, go on. What was the name?
The Galaxman 2.
Galaxman 2. In the year 2020, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X are just about to release.
Yes.
Right? So we've got visuals that just look outstanding, even on the PS4. I mean, there's no point getting into PC because it looks great.
It looks realer than real life.
They look
effectively.
He's playing something that looks worse than a Game & Watch game.
It's a fucking McDonald's toy.
It's exactly what it is.
It's like, a fucking McDonald's toy is what he's got.
How did they not just give him like a Game Boy rip-off?
This film was made in 2005, and I believe they could have upped the stakes a little bit right here. I really think they could have done. I think they dropped the ball big time.
Yeah, exactly.
They have guns which are built like fucking brick shit houses and fire armored bullets 7 inches long. Why is he on a fucking McDonald's toy?
I mean, the PSP was out in 2005. Why couldn't they have given him something like that?
I don't know, Steph.
It just doesn't make sense, does it?
I just don't know. I really don't know. In fact, I think I got so distressed by seeing him play his Galaxman 2 that after my note says Galaxman 2 is equivalent to a Game & Watch, equivalent to a Game & Watch or a fucking McDonald's toy. And then I wrote a word after it, which I think was meant to make sense, but it just looks like I wrote stoic. But that's not the right word. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's technologically obtuse. Do you know what I mean? It's not. Yes. It's not in keeping with the time, the environment, the place, the scene, the setting. Nothing. It takes you out. It takes you out of it. I know it's a small detail, but obviously, when we're a fucking kind of like movie and video game related podcast, we're gonna fucking focus on these things, aren't we?
I mean, this is basically what we're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, anyway, he has a great time with his Galaxman 2. All the other Marines are kind of just like shooting the shit of each other.
They're just dicking about like playing baseball in a fucking room, like nothing's going to go wrong.
Yeah, they're fucking knocking grapefruits about at each other for some reason. They've got a full-size cutout of like, I don't know, some nude bint. And then suddenly the Rock comes downstairs. And then we really notice something. The Rock was so much smaller 15 years ago. So much smaller.
I mean, compared to now, he's still massive for a normal person.
I mean, yeah. As a 5'9" man that weighs the best part of 160 to 170 pounds, I can say that he's big in 2005. But my God, he's small. He's small compared to 2020 Rock. I'll give you that.
That's it. That's exactly it. So, like 2020 Rock, behemoth of a man.
Oh, unbelievable.
Whereas 2005 Rock is just a ripped man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, and to think that this is kind of coming straight off his professional wrestling days, you almost have it in your mind that he would be bigger. Do you know what I mean?
No, to be honest, you think so, but then like when I do think of The Rock, I don't think of him as he is now in like Fast and Furious. I think of him when he was The Rock. I used to watch him in WWF.
Yes,
and he was smaller.
Yeah, I suppose he was actually. Yeah. Well, I mean, putting it to my mind, I think you see The Rock everywhere now. Like, I bought a pack of PG Tips the other day, and for some reason, his face was on the front of it, like something to do with fucking Jumanji or something. And I thought, like, I can't get away from him.
Good film though.
Is it? Well, the new one.
Yeah, they're just a good laugh.
Are they? Oh, I've only ever seen the Robin Williams one.
Nah, I recommend them.
Yeah, all right. Well, fair enough. I mean, like, I'll probably go to the shop later and buy some fucking crumpets, and his face will be on them.
Yeah, and then you'll have your PG Tips crumpet combo, and you can get Jumanji for free on
the TV, and I'll be fucking out, innit? It'll be too much rock for me. I'll be over-rocked.
Over-rocked.
I'll be over-rocked. I'll start seeing his face in things. It'll be like the Turin Shroud. I'll look at dust on top of my PC, and I'll see the Rock smiling back at me. Fucking hell, mate. Hell.
So the Commando Squad.
Yes.
I've got a couple of notes.
Oh, please, go on.
So I can't remember how many there were. Like 6?
Six? Yeah, I believe there are 6. It might be about 8, actually, because they went into 4 groups of 2. Yeah, 8.
Right, so there's 9 including The Rock. So
right,
out of them, there's 3 that are a big issue.
Yeah, I think I know the ones you're going to mention, but go ahead.
So you've got the young lad who doesn't seem to like combat, but yet somehow got into an elite commando squad. And he's like absolutely bricking it because he's not ready for this. But they still take him along anyway.
Yeah. Then, which is mainly the fault of the commando, which is mainly the fault of The Rock being in charge, I say.
Yeah, I'd agree. And then again, The Rock being in charge and just fucking it up. Was he takes a fella who's clearly a bit who has a bit of shell shock or something. He's not quite right.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Space station where his sister is working.
Yes.
So he's obviously got other what's the word I'm looking for?
He's got a conflict. He's got conflictions going on.
That's it. Yeah. So he's probably going to bugger up the mission to make sure his sister gets up.
Yes, absolutely.
So The Rock says, "Oh, look, it's recommended you don't come." He's like, "Is that an order or a recommendation?" A recommendation. So then he comes along on a mission. Of course he does, but you assume he's going to bollocks it up somehow.
Yeah, there's going to be some sort of emotional tie that compromises them somehow.
And then the third person, is this unhinged, crazy motherfucker.
Yeah.
And they pair him up with the one that can't
with like the kid.
Yeah.
The kid, we find out later, has a fucking drug dependency. Not only is he a kind of stalwart pussy, he's also got fucking drug issues. Jesus Christ.
I was just like, what is this? Why is there always an elite commando squad, but they can never make an elite commando squad?
It's unbelievable, isn't it? To put this to you, Steph, if this was the best they could find, imagine the week they separated from the chaff. Imagine the ones that he said you aren't ready to make this cut.
God, could you imagine?
They'd be like, look, we've got Felix from Kentucky, and they'd be like, so tell us about yourself, Felix, and you'd just be going. You go, right, well, after 10 minutes of chewing his fingernails and making them bleed, we told Felix that, maybe next time, maybe next year.
Yeah, he's nearly ready, but not quite yet.
He's nearly ready, but not quite. Yeah, exactly. So I can't imagine the fucking hiring process they went through to get this squad. But you are so right to bring it up. There is some serious trouble ahead for them if they think they can work together perfectly as a team.
Yeah, it's just So obvious. I mean, like I said, as soon as they kind of started going towards the helicopter thing, just put a bullet in the 3 of their heads, and your mission would probably be a lot more successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we haven't watched past half an hour, remember, so we don't know if they do fuck up, but I have a good feeling they will.
Yeah, this is very much a first impressions, and obviously, there is that thing, you can't judge a book by its cover. But let's be honest, you do look at some book covers and you think that's gonna be shit, and you read a good 50 to 100 pages, and you close the book and you think, I'm not going to read the other 200. That was shit. So sometimes, Steph, just sometimes, you can judge a book by its cover.
I think you can.
Exactly.
There's also some like awful sexist lines that like I'm surprised was cool in 2005, but like
we're talking about the quarantine fella, aren't we?
Yeah.
It
was just like awful. It was horrible to watch. So you are surprised that was fine in 2005. It really shows you how like the world has changed.
So in the particular bit I think we're alluding to is that when they get into a helicopter to travel to this kind of like military base, they all get in, and also they have some really typical puns going on in the helicopter on their journey to this new military base. They say things, for example, like, you've got to face your demons sometimes, and game on. And I think, oh fucking hell, come on. This is so bad, it's good now, it's fantastic. But they arrive at this military base, and obviously they've had a small brief on their mission as to what to do to travel to Mars through the Ark. So this guy that Steph's talking about, this guy who's particularly mentally unhinged but also really pervy, goes up to like 4 female scientists who are obviously like, 5'11", long-legged, beautiful, stunning women, of course, because they couldn't just be intelligent, could they, boys? You know what I mean? But, he goes up to him and he goes, it's a level 5 quarantine, by the way, girls, so I'm going to have to strip search you all. And then Rosamund fucking Pike walks around the corner and he goes, it's a level 5 quarantine, by the way, so I'm just going to have to strip search you. And you think, let's get this straight. How many times has that line worked for you?
Yeah, I'm going to say never.
Yeah.
And you deserve to be punched by 2020 The Rock.
Imagine. I think being punched by 2020 Rock is a worse fate than actually facing the spawn of hell on Mars by yourself.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I'd rather take on the hell spawn of hell.
Absolutely, you would. God almighty. How much does the wok? The wok.
Depends how much noodle and veg you put in it, mate.
Oh my god. We need to do a spin-off character, the wok. Which is just the world's like densest fucking Chinese takeaway chef. Anyway, the Rock weight. Let's figure this out. Let's find out his weight. Oh my god. Okay, now we just got to do kilograms to stone and pounds. Oh my god, he weighs a lot.
Of course he does. He's all muscle.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hang on. I need to just do it in pounds because I said my weight in pounds earlier, so we can fuck me. Okay. So as I said earlier, I weigh probably 170, around there at maximum. The Rock walks around at maximum 280 pounds.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. That's a huge bitch, isn't it? Fucking
he's
hell.
Massive, isn't he?
Fucking imagine 280 pounds of weight pummeling straight into your face bone. Fucking hell. Yep, I'd rather face those hordes from hell, thank you very much.
Yep, all day long.
Yeah.
So there were a couple of bits that I spotted in the film that were related to the game. They bring up a map at one point, and it looks like the map that comes up once you've completed a level. It shows you the different facilities you're going to then destroy the rest of them. So it shows you that, and the map basically looked like that. It had that same kind of feel to it, of like the pathway branching on, and then to the different buildings.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then the best bit was the BFG.
Oh, yes, I've got it written down. Yes. So we know it as the big fucking gun. That's what I thought everyone knew it as, to be honest.
Yes, but in the film, it's called the Bioforce gun.
Yeah.
Now, in the half an hour we watched, the Rock saw it, talked about it, left it, but it was only like a little hologram thing on the screen. It wasn't like the actual gun itself. Yeah, but he looked at it, referenced it, and carried on, and we were like, there's the BFG. Yeah, he's going to get that at some point.
Yes,
but it was called the Bioforce gun. So me and Tom were a bit confused. Turns out, I've just had a little look. When the Rock picks it up, he says, "Big fucking gun."
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What's happened to my fucking language? The what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
This lockdown's getting to you,
mate. I think it's making my lisp worse. Worse?
Oh my god. Put your teeth back in.
Oh my fucking life. All right, let me have a quick sip of water because something's going on. Right, yeah, so okay, well at least he references big fucking gun at some point.
Yeah, he references the gun. That's what I wanted. I'm
glad to hear that because in my opinion it wouldn't be a decent Doom film if it wasn't at least referenced once.
No. It has to reference the BFG because
absolutely.
That is, everyone loves the BFG.
It's one of the fucking like vertebrae of the backbone of Doom, innit?
Yeah, and there's one in Quake as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think there's a big fucking gun in Quake. I think fucking hell. I think most of those games have got BFG. I think there was one in Unreal Tournament.
Quake 2 is a BFG 10,000.
Oh, God. Of course, because there's no point going one better. You might as well go 9,999 better, innit?
And to be honest, it looks shit.
Does it?
Yeah, the actual gun itself looks cool.
Oh, wicked.
But I remember getting that, and because you have to hold it. Your character holds
you got to like power it up.
And then there's a handle in the middle that he has to hold because it's so big that he has to hold the actual middle of the gun. Otherwise, he can't hold it.
Unstable. Yeah. Fucking hell. Well,
and you get one in Doom 2016 as well, and it is great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So basically, when they're on this military base and they're basically being told that they're going to use this ancient device called the Ark, which allows them to travel to Mars like instantaneously. Now, when they were talking about this in that fashion, I thought to myself, God, an ancient kind of like pre-man technology that allows you to travel instantaneously to other planets. It's got to be the most fascinating looking and working thing imaginable. It's got to be beyond imagination, hasn't it?
Yes, I was expecting something like
Stargate SG-1.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, that kind of like. Yeah. I was expecting like we've got like there's like a thin like film that's like rippling effect, and then you can't quite see through it, but it's all blurry on the inside. You just walk
like a shimmer.
Then you get transported over to Mars. That's what I was expecting.
Absolutely. Exactly what I had to my mind, and I imagine most people would have to mind. Instead, they walk into a room, and what I can only describe as, and we've all done one, so don't get all kind of like uppity about this and say, oh, that's disgusting. It's a fart under the water in your own bath, isn't it? it's a few bubbles come out the floor and just goes.
And it makes like a big bubble thing.
Yeah.
And then you touch it and then it just like sucks you into the bubble thing.
You're like, God, it stinks in here.
And then it shoots you to Mars.
Yeah. And I just thought to myself, fucking hell, imagine if you'd waited many years to see the Ark. Like everyone's going, if it's got a the in front of it, then it's got to be good. Do you know what I mean? The Rock, the Ark. Like,
it's a bit of like technology that can transport you from Earth to Mars in we don't know quite how long, but we assume it's fairly instant.
It's pretty quick, isn't it?
Like that is amazing. If they found that now on Earth, people would queue up to see it because it would
Absolutely.
be fascinating.
Absolutely, yes.
You know, and a lot of people in the world will get to see the arc because why would you be allowed to go see it?
Yes. I mean, like, you know, to have all of that in your mind, to have these this sense of expectation and reality, and then to just be faced with you'd just be like, fucking hell, you know what? Planetary travel can wait. It can wait. It was underwhelming to say the least. My experience of the arc was a very underwhelming one, Steph.
Yes, me too.
Yeah,
me too. I was not excited by it.
No, not at all.
It's a shame. But yeah, it had some like horror bits because the version I had seemed to be like the DVD cut, which had more scenes in it. So I must have had like a director's cut or something.
Yes, you had. I'm looking at now. You had the unrated version.
There we go. And you had the Netflix one.
Yes, I did, which is the rated version.
So I had a couple more scenes than you did.
Yes.
Which kind of threw out our half an hour. But my scene tried to add some more scares. Like there was a bit where I think it was the young fella who's terrified was walking along and a pipe like above him, like an air conditioning pipe, breaks and flops down in front of him, and there's steam coming out everywhere, and he's shooting it, and his mate's shooting at it, and everyone's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And then the steam's just like and he's like, "No, it's fine. We're okay. We're okay." And it's like trying to build the suspense, but not very good.
Yeah,
like you see that it's a steam pipe break.
Yeah,
steam. And the way it fell kind of felt like it was trying to do the an Alien with the xenomorph's tail comes down, it like slinks back up again. It felt like they were trying to pull that off, but it just didn't work.
No, not at all. Well, obviously I didn't see this particular scene, but they're obviously kind of like scenes which were trying to kind of build suspense or spook you out in the version that I watched as well, like in the standard version, and none of it worked, to be honest.
No, I don't know what they're kind of going for. Are they going for like a horror film, or are they going for like a sci-fi thriller? Are they supposed to make you feel on edge?
Yeah, I considering, like we said, this film opens with blood, guts, gore, violence. You imagine that is the theme that's going to continue, but instead they start with such a high pace and then they pull it right back.
Yeah, they start off with fucking limbs being cut off.
Yeah, and then it's reined in to such a degree that it doesn't even feel like the opening to this film was this same film.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it might pick up again as we get into the film.
It's fucking got to, isn't it?
It's got to, yeah.
I've got here some of the version differences between yours and mine, and to be honest, all of the things they kept in the unrated version aren't particularly unrated.
No, the only one was towards the end of my half an hour. I had a weird. So there was like this naked. There was like a naked woman. Right, and the young lad and the creepy sexist twat, walking towards it, and the twat's getting all excited because he's like, oh, look, there's a naked woman just standing in these changing rooms or whatever room it was. Oh, look, and he's like nudging his mate and getting all excited.
Yes.
Do you think she's just stood there for the fun of it, mate? Like, is that you think she's just? You think she's just like, I'm just going to stand here naked?
Is she in a locker room, by the way?
Yeah, it looks like a locker room.
Is she missing an arm?
Yes, she is.
It's her.
You've got a picture of her?
No, I haven't, but it's the woman who lost her arm.
Ah, of course it is.
Yeah, it's her. Yeah.
She's
it all makes sense now.
So then she turns around and starts trying to attack him, but I don't understand why she's naked.
Yeah, because she was definitely fully clothed when we saw her get her arm lobbed off with the door.
Yeah. So this naked zombie woman attacks them and they kill it, and then she falls on the floor and they get another view of her, and then it cuts. And I was like, that didn't really add anything to the film.
Yeah, this comes up as the first alternate version change. Portland and the kid finding Dr. Tolman in a locker room. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it didn't add anything because it wasn't like she wasn't that zombied up to the point where you'd be like, "Fuck, what's happened to her?"
She just looks a bit deranged from the picture I can see. To be honest, a bit angry.
Yeah, she's not quite right, but she doesn't like. It's not like in Doom 2016. You got the grunts and normal Doom. You got the grunts and they look all weird and
yes,
it's not like that. It just looks like a human who's just not had enough food.
Just a malnourished woman. What are you doing here? Would you like a Kit Kat?
Oh, yeah, that's basically what it felt like. So
yeah,
the unrated cut doesn't really add much that I saw anyway.
No, certainly from what I'm looking at the list, like kids shooting at steaming pipes, which is what you've mentioned, a briefing on a helicopter, what happens to Pinky's legs, an extended version of the first person.
Did you not get that bit?
No.
Oh, so Pinky is a guy.
Is he the wheelchair guy?
Yeah. So when they go through the arc and they land, they're like, "Oh, that was rough," they're being sick and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then Pinky comes out and he's like, from the waist up, and he's attached to like a wheelchair thing.
Literally like instead of legs, he's got wheels.
Yeah, they could definitely build in robot legs as well with the fucking technology they've got going on.
Nah, mate. Listen, if they can't fucking do any better than the Galaxy Man 2, he's lucky to have fucking wheels, in my opinion.
You're right. Yeah, you're completely right. So then he says, like, someone says, is it always that bad? And he goes, "Count yourself lucky, all of you made here." And then I'm not really sure why, because I don't know, we might have been chatting at the time or something. But then a pair of legs just appear and fall on the floor. Oh. So like it's like they've been transported after him, but like he got cut.
Oh, I see. No, it didn't really explain that.
Quite know why the legs suddenly appeared and fell on the floor.
Yeah, because
it looked like Pinky had been there for a while.
Well, he's managed to have his legs fall off, and they've built him a fucking robot wheelchair. So I mean, I imagine that takes a certain amament of time, and also get him off like fucking life support and make sure he's alive after having your legs fucking lobbed off.
Yeah, so
by fart water.
So yeah, I don't really know why you saw that, but you did.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it probably didn't need to be explained. I mean, probably just having him with no legs in a wheelchair and them saying, "God, sorry about your legs," that's probably enough for people to kind of understand that, oh, there's been an accident and now he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that do. I don't know why he needed to see the legs.
Nah, not at all. Got no clue.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, it's Doom. I don't really know what else to say.
No, I mean, so in terms of like the rest we saw, so the only other kind of like scene that I can really bring about, which relates to what we have seen and relates to things we've already seen in the movie, is obviously we spoke about the scientist at the beginning that locked himself in the room and lobbed the woman's arm off. They have some movement whilst they're traveling down one of these corridors.
Oh,
and
God.
They all start shooting at it. They're all saying, "Oh, we've got a bogey. Everyone blast his fucking nose off." Do you know what I mean? Everyone's like trying to kill it, and all you can see is a lab coat fucking flying about the place. And it's the bloke from the start holding the woman's arm that's been lobbed off, and he's kind of going, and then he rips his own fucking ear off for no reason.
Yeah, it's like he's gone insane. But the thing is, looking at the IMDb like summary,
yes,
Space Marines are sent to investigate strange events at a research facility on Mars, but find themselves at the mercy of genetically enhanced killing machines.
Yeah.
So they're not the hordes of hell. They're just genetically modified things that they've created.
Yes.
But if they were the hordes from hell and he went insane, I could understand that, because that's just broken your like, I don't know, your mental sense, because heaven and hell is something you know about. But he's been a scientist, he might not have believed in it. But all of a sudden, if a hellspawn appeared, the whole philosophy of life has just changed, because now you know hell exists for fact.
Yes, exactly. This
so that would make sense why he'd go like,
yeah. This becomes more of a religious connotation rather than a purely grounded in science sci-fi film.
Yeah, but
it's not.
Instead they make so like if they made these things and they went bad,
Yes.
you can't be that surprised that you go insane.
Yeah. No. Yes. I mean,
There's no way.
No, I mean, but basically, I don't know. I feel the guy clearly had an unhinged streak in him from the start, because I think it takes a particular human being to shut the door on someone when they know there's a fucking genetically mutated killing machine outside.
Yeah, he was quite happy to like shut the door and wait for them to close while she's running, screaming to not close the door on her.
Exactly. And I mean, you know, I'm thinking to myself, maybe he is just the type to be like psychologically addled because he's a fucking cock.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say.
No, well, there's very little to say. The only thing, like, I think that kind of sums up what we've actually seen in the film and how we can discern it in terms of how it's similar to the game. I don't think it is very similar to the game, and at least not Doom 1. This was kind of twinned around the time where Doom 3 came out, and I think it certainly seems more similar to Doom 3, and so there is a bit more sense to be made in that. The one thing I've written down, and I think this is kind of where they got a bit muddled, is because, as we said at the beginning, it was a gore fest, and I think they were really thinking in their head Doom, classic Doom, and they went full gore, intense, fast-paced, heavy metal, blood and guts everywhere, and they were thinking Doom. And then I think the director thought to himself, I really like the film Alien, so let's have small dark passageways and an elite team of Marines. And it fit, like, in those scenes where it's dark and they're trying to build suspense and there's tension, you don't know what's around the next corner. I felt they were just trying to play off Alien, to be honest.
Yeah, it kind of felt more like that, didn't it? It did feel like they were trying to be
like squad based. You've got to stay alive. You don't know what's out there. There's something out there and it's going to kill you, but it's, you know, you don't know where it is and what it's doing and what corner it's around. It felt like it was trying to be Alien, and the two don't go together. You know.
Have you played Doom 3?
I don't think I have. No.
This came out at the same time, didn't it? So
yeah, it did.
Maybe it wasn't based off Doom 3. You'd assume it was based off Doom 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't make sense because Doom, you spawn in, you've got a pistol.
Yes.
And then it's about upgrading your weapons, and just like the fucking cover art is one geezer stood up just shooting
on a pile of dead
wave. Yeah. Like it's not slowly creep around and avoid enemies game. It's a fucking all-out bloodbath, destroy them all. Just
absolutely.
Yeah, why would you look at Doom and be like, right, we need to have some scary corridors where pipes fall down?
Yes.
Doesn't make sense.
No, I feel like its biggest flaw is losing its identity away from what Doom originally was, and it tried to put its foot through the door of being a more slow-paced, psychological, sci-fi-based space thriller, and it didn't work. It doesn't work. Like, people who are going to get invested in a Doom film are getting invested in a Doom film because they want to see a guy with a 10-foot fucking gun. I know you thought I was going to say cock. A 10-foot gun blasting away fucking Spawn from hell. That's all they want.
That's all you need for a Doom film. You need all-out action, just relentless fun.
Absolutely, and you like, as you viewers hopefully know or do not know, we watch it for half an hour, and obviously that's not the full spectrum of the film. But you'd imagine in half an hour of a film which is meant to be action-based, blood and guts, you'd hope you see something more in half an hour. Let's be honest.
You would, wouldn't you? And there's a iconic part of this film which is towards the end, sadly, so we didn't get to see it, but I know about it.
Yes.
And it's a first person mode. Yeah. But in the director's cut, I did get a quick glimpse, or whatever version I watched, I did get a quick glimpse of it.
Is it any good?
there's a bit where he sets up the cameras, doesn't he? You saw that bit. Each one of the Marines gets a camera put on, and it's like the camera's bang in the middle of the chest, like it would be for
original Doom
shooter. Yeah, and you've got the gun underneath it.
Yes.
So in this one quick clip that I saw, it was just that. It was a live image of the Marine with his gun bang in the center of the screen.
Yeah.
Walking, and it was only for a few seconds, but it was enough to get a gist of what they were going to go with.
Right.
And it looked terrible.
Oh, poor fuckers! They really tried to make a kind of conscious creative effort there, and instead it's just piece of shit, basically.
I might go and watch the first person scenes and make sure, to see if it actually looks any good or not.
Yeah,
but I'm assuming it won't work.
Oh,
just when you adapt a video game, take the ideas that makes the video game good.
Yes,
and do something with it, but you don't have to put in all the fucking stuff from the video game. Like I haven't seen the Assassin's Creed film, and neither have you. But imagine if we have to watch. What was the actor in it?
Michael Fassbender.
Fassbender, yeah. So imagine if we have to watch Michael Fassbender climb towers to look around the place and then dive into a haystack every 25 minutes.
I'll tell you what, if it's true to the game, it won't be that. It will be you in an office in somewhere in middle of France talking to an executive about our new syndicate program is coming along really well, and it's really interesting. You've just got to lie down in this chair and you start to reveal aspects of the past, and it would just be fucking 40 minutes. We'll give ourselves an extra 10 minutes.
And then him
nothing's happened.
Sneaking around looking at emails and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, if it's true to an Assassin's Creed game, the first hour of an Assassin's Creed game is welcome to our Montreal branch, and we have this wonderful new initiative going, and there's Zoe from accounting. Hello, Zoe. That is literally Assassin's Creed games until you get 2 hours in, and then they're like, you know what, you can run about Constantinople as much as you want.
Yeah. So imagine if that was the case. It would be terrible.
Bullshit.
But we'll get to Assassin's Creed at some point.
We will. That is on the list. So watch out for that one. That's coming. Right. So I say
any other points on Doom?
Nah, I don't. To be honest, mate. I think that rinses it out. To be honest,
it's got a Metascore of
34.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I can imagine that though. I do have some interesting awards for Doom. If you would like to hear them.
Go for it.
So it has had 3 nominations in total and 0 wins.
But what were the nominations?
So for the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards 2006, it was a nominee for Bloodiest Beatdown and Highest Body Count, and it lost both of them. And then at the Razzie Awards, it was a nominee for Worst Actor for Dwayne Johnson. And luckily he didn't win it.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair.
No, I mean,
just
we
get back.
didn't watch it long enough.
What was that award? Biggest body count.
There is Bloodiest Beatdown and Highest Body Count, and that's part of the Fangoria Chainsaw
Highest
Awards.
Body Count. How can you be nominated for Highest Body Count when it is fact of who has the highest body count? Do you see what I mean? It's not like you can say Best Actor, Worst Actor, where you...
Yeah, that's the point. It is a fact.
Different decisions. I might think someone's a bad actor. You might think they're a good actor, and we have to kind of come to
it's not
agreement.
It's not a competition. One number's just bound to be bigger than the other one. You're totally right.
So how can you be nominated?
Well, I don't know, by a series of communication errors and a kind of abject human error and kind of countless bullshit. I imagine it's kind of a mixture of those 3.
Sounds about right.
So, it didn't win. So it didn't have the biggest number, basically.
So, would you carry on watching the film?
I would for curiosity's sake, but I think if in another quarter of an hour, say, not a huge amount was going on, much like the last 20 minutes we watched, then I'd probably turn it off. Yeah,
I think exactly the same.
Yeah.
But we didn't say, would you carry on playing the Doom game?
Oh, absolutely. That's a given. I think we didn't say it because it was just such an evident thing. Yeah, I'd carry on playing Doom, no doubt.
Yeah, I'd carry on playing it as well.
Absolutely.
For sure. So for the cool wall.
Yeah.
So because obviously this is our first game to film.
Yes.
What we're going to do is we're still going to put the game in the list.
Yeah.
But we're then going to decide if the film is a cash grab or not.
Okay.
And on the side where it says if it's a cash grab or not, it will say film first. So we know that, right, yeah, so, this Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia, whatever else, which was a game, then a film.
Yeah.
We're rating the film.
Yes. Absolutely.
But we're putting the game in the list of the games.
Yes.
Yeah? Just
absolutely.
Make sure everyone's clear.
Couldn't agree more, Mr. Steph. So, right, so just taking it on basis of the game, because obviously the film can only come first and last because it's our first and probably not last, but our first film that we're doing. So, in terms of the game, I mean, already in my eyes, it's above 10. So it's in the top 10. But where is it going? I mean, having a look over the cool wall, can you throw something out there which is going to give me any sort of hint?
So in the top 10, we have number 10, Street Fighter the movie. Number 9, Ghostbusters. Number 8, Goosebumps, Attack of the Mutants. Number 7 was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Number 6 was Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Number 5 is Aladdin. Number 4 is Hercules. Number 3 is The Warriors. Number 2 is Alien Resurrection. Number 1 is GoldenEye. Yeah.
We shouldn't even mention our worst cash grabs because we know we're not tempting with them, I don't think.
We're not going near there.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to throw it out there. I would put it above Scott Pilgrim, and I'm thinking, oh, shit.
I'm thinking above Hercules.
Yeah, so am I. I'm thinking 3.
Yeah, take the Warriors spot.
I think so, because like Alien Resurrection was just the biggest surprise. Like that was so good.
That was so good. Unbelievably good. That.
So yeah, you know what? I'm calling it Doom in 3rd, which pushes Aladdin out of the top 5.
It's gone.
Aladdin's gone.
Aladdin's out of the top 5.
Fucking hell, fairly well.
You done well there, Aladdin. You done well.
Yeah. Not bad for a fucking stupid fucking Arabian bloody thief.
All right. Well, now we need to decide: is the film a cash grab?
Steph, do you want the long or the short answer?
I want the long answer.
Right. I was hoping you'd say short. Right. Long answer is, it's playing off an ancient gaming property. It's trying to milk it as much as it can, but only off the name. It's not taking the decent qualities of what Doom was as a franchise and as a game. It's just taking the name and it's running with it, and it's trying every little aspect possible to try and make this film, I don't know. It's a mind fuck is what it's trying to do. And I don't believe it's taken a huge amount of creative measure, and it is trading off the name. Therefore, I can only call it a cash grab.
Yep, I fully agree with you. It came out
beautiful.
It came out, just after Doom 3.
Yeah.
So they were like, Doom 3 Resurrection came out then as well.
Yeah.
4. I'm not sure what that was. Resurrection of Evil.
Oh, beautiful title.
Yeah, solid title. So
sounds like a band you'd make when you were like 14, innit?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So like, they're riding the waves of that. Doom 3. There was a big gap between the Doom before that and then Doom 3. So yeah, it was probably a big deal at the time that another Doom game was coming out.
Yes, absolutely.
So that comes out, and then there's like Doom Resurrection, which probably brings out a load more stuff. Oh. Yeah, it's an expansion pack and sequel to Doom 3. So they're riding that wave, and then they release a film at the same time.
In the unrated version of Doom that you're watching, in the special what do you call it? The special features of the DVD release, they had a beginner's tips guide to Doom 3.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a cash grab, pure and simple, like you say. So there you go. So Doom is our first film to go on our Cool Wall film list, and Doom the game has taken a top 5 spot just like that. Jesus Christ. Exciting times we're living in, Steph. Exciting times.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
So I reckon we call it there. That's another cash grab added to the list. So thank you so much for listening and watching. Please do like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications and all the usual stuff. And do check out our other playlists of our other podcasts, our cashing in series and our opening bid series. We'd really appreciate it. Most of all, we hope during this time of quarantine, you're taking care of yourself. And this has been a lovely little distraction for you from today. So from me, Tom, and from my beautiful assistant, Steph, we wish you a wonderful day, a good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and we'll catch you next time.
Take care.
Bye.